Okay, what's up, everyone? Swinging Bull here with PB Alerts, and I'm joined by Ethan, also with PB Alerts. He's our option trader in the morning. He trades the opening move, usually blue chip type stocks. How you doing, Ethan? Good to see you, brother.
What's going on, Bull? Let's do it.
Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, let's do it. It's Tuesday. We're 2 days into the trading week. We got SMCI reporting earnings, and we got AMD reporting earnings. So we're going to get their reactions. I'll get EPS and revenue data and all that when I get it. AMD, according to Earnings Whispers, reports at 4:15 p.m. Eastern. Hey, what's up, Latvian, over here on the Discord? So AMD reports at 4:15 p.m. Eastern. The consensus for the EPS is 0.93, and the forecast for revenue is 7.12 billion. So we'll see what the earnings come in at, if they can beat earnings or if they miss, and maybe if they have any forward guidance or anything like that. The other one reporting is SMCI, and just give this a second. I'm going to also post a YouTube link on the Discord for anyone having Discord issues. You can jump on over to YouTube and watch it just fine over there. So got that pulled up. SMCI, they report at, give me a sec, Earnings Whispers is kind of having some tech issues with Earnings Whispers. Hold on one sec. Okay, there we go. Oops, I just had it pulled up. Sorry, y'all. Okay, here we go. SMCI, they report at 4:20 p.m. Eastern, and the forecast EPS is 0.29, and the forecast revenue is 4.55 billion. So let me go back to the candlesticks real quick and just see if we got any movement. Have you traded any of these in the mornings?
No, I mean I traded Nvidia recently, but not SMCI. Just been looking at Nvidia, it just dumped into the into the close, so that's interesting.
Let's take a look here. Nvidia. Okay, 5-minute chart. Yeah, it kind of sold off a little bit going into the close. Trading at 113.30 here in after hours, down 0.25% on the day, down another 0.25% right now. So they'll definitely any tech company, semiconductor companies will probably feel this earnings that's about to go down. So again, SMCI or AMD reports at 4:15 p.m. Eastern. So we got about 10 minutes on that one. And Breckle says a bad echo from Ethan at the moment. And okay, yeah. Like I said, just go to the YouTube link if you're having issues on Discord. It's fine. You can watch it there. Let's go back here just for a second. So we went over EPS and revenue forecasts for AMD and SMCI, so we're good there. Go back to the six just real quick. And yeah, Ethan, Nvidia probably be the one to trade in the morning too, because it's got the volatility and it's just a popular stock, So let me go over here. I just want to check a couple things on tip ranks, but also for AMD going into this earnings, we'll just see kind of where they were at going into the earnings. So they closed the regular session at $98.62 a share, down almost 2% on the day, and they're in after hours here kind of flat. But going into the earnings, they had a PE ratio of 42.52, EPS of $1, and free float of 1.6 billion. Let me just look at some of these financials real quick. Obviously, they have positive net income, so that's good for them on that. Last earnings, the year-over-year numbers weren't too good on the net income, but nonetheless, they usually have good year-over-year numbers. The debt-to-asset ratio, only 16% on AMD, so they got way more assets than they do have debt, so that's good there. Let's go back to the chart real quick. So yeah, still got about 10 more minutes to burn here. Let's check and see what SMCI was looking like kind of going into this earnings. And they have PE ratio of 15.87, so a little bit on the lower side for them. EPS 2.28, free float 512 million. And yeah, they having a similar price action as what NVIDIA was doing going into close, kind of selling off a little bit there. But positive net income on SMCI looks pretty solid. Year-over-year numbers are solid, so very profitable company. Debt to asset only 35%. So another company where they have a lot more assets than debt, so that's really good. So it's kind of a little preview of kind of what they're looking like going into the earnings. Looks like we're getting some volatility. I think maybe sometimes the time on earnings whispers is off. Earnings whispers said 4:20 p.m. for SMCI. It's kind of looking like it's out now. What do you think, Ethan? Look at this price here. Let me go to my other screen, see if I can get some EPS and revenue data, but getting some volatility on SMCI right now. Let me go to two-chart view. Actually, I'm just going to go to trading view. Kind of both pulled up here. All right, negative reaction on SMCI. AMD is still flat, so I don't think that is out for AMD yet. But SMCI should be out.
Yeah, it looks like it's out.
Yeah, getting some kind of volatile candles here. And got some people on Twitter saying they went puts before the close. Looks like they might be okay on this. We'll give it a second for the price to kind of settle down. Sometimes the first reaction isn't the real one, so we'll see. But initial negative reaction looked like it tried coming back up, but it's back down here at the after hours low. I'll go 1 minute chart because that's what the data we got to work with here. Net flow was bullish ahead of the earnings, but like I say, obviously we're seeing an initial negative reaction right now. PLTR had a market cap of 289 billion with less than 4 billion revenue. Just some neat stats there. Kind of mixed flow pre-earnings actually. Let's see. Now the expected move for SMCI was about 10% post earnings. So we'll see. Not really a big move, 10%. I mean, the trading at $33, it's only in expected moves, 30 or 36, 37. So not really like a big mover by any means. SMCI.
I'm curious to see what I don't know why I'm echoing so bad. Am I echoing for you?
No, you sound fine for me. You probably sound okay on YouTube. What were you going to say?
I don't know. I was just going to say that I think it's interesting if AMD does good. I've been waiting for this NVIDIA breakout above 115. So ideally AMD does well because that's going to be an awesome breakout. But SMCI didn't really affect NVIDIA.
That's good. Right now. Yeah. I think AMD would probably affect it a little more, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. AMD hasn't moved either. So
all right, cool. So kind of just I think a lot of eyes are on AMD right now. It's just kind of flat, waiting for the data. SMCI data looks like it's out. It's already kind of sitting down where the expected move was, a 10% expected move. Let me see here. And it's a nice little graphic here I can show just on what the expectations on SMCI was. So expected EPS was 0.20, expected revenue 5.05 billion on that. So let me go back here and see if I got some data. Give me 1 second. Still waiting on AMD. I'm gonna go 1 minute chart on AMD. Okay, I got some SMCI earnings. This is from AlphaSense, so pretty good source here. And while we're waiting on AMD, AMD probably reports at, what do you think, Ethan? Probably 4:15.
I can look the time up.
Okay, yeah. Earnings Whispers was kind of having.
You should check out Earnings Hub. That's where I go.
Earnings Hub.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So just some data from. Okay, sweet. All right, so we got about another 5 minutes before AMD. I think that's where the most people are waiting for here. SMCI earnings, net sales of 4.6 billion, 5.6 billion in Q2 25. That was the forecast. So they missed net sales by quite a lot, by $1 billion. They missed net sales, Ethan. That's pretty bad. And 3.85 billion in Q3 2024. Gross margin of 9.6% versus 11.8%. Net income was 109 million versus 321 million. So they missed net income huge, and they missed net sales by $1 billion. Diluted net income per share. Okay. Cash flow provided by operations for Q3 2025, 627 million. Capital expenditures at 33 million. Just a couple notes from the CEO and what have you. We continue to make great progress with our DCBBS, which is the data center building block solution, DLC and AI technology leadership. But some customers delayed making platform decisions in the quarter. So I guess that's what they're saying, attributed to such a big miss on net sales there by $1 billion. So they're saying customers delayed making the platform decisions in the quarter. So they're saying basically it's the customer's fault, right? I thought the customer was always right, Ethan. What's going on there?
Yeah.
So that was said by Charles Liang, the founder and the president and the CEO. Guys wearing all kinds of hats. We do expect many of those commitments to land in the June and September quarter. So, you know, maybe when they go to report the next earnings, you know, their net sales will come back up to baseline. But they're basically blaming their customers for missing $1 billion in net sales is what's going on here. The CEO also says, reinforcing my confidence in our ability to meet our long-term targets. However, economic uncertainty and tariff impacts every single earnings this earnings cycle. They're all saying, you know, they're either withholding guidance because of tariff uncertainty. So it's a common theme that's been happening. So that's, you know, SMCI is kind of hinting to that as well. Economic uncertainty, tariff impacts may have a short-term impact. We believe that we are well positioned in the long term to capitalize on growing market opportunity. So yeah, of course they're going to try and sugarcoat these comments, and you know, it's on a negative reaction right now. So all right, let me just go over real quick, Ethan. This got a cool little graphic here. It makes it easy to read for everyone.
Nice.
So they beat the forecast for EPS was 0.20, and the actual numbers that came in for EPS 0.31. So they beat by 55%. All right, they beat by 55% the EPS. That's a good EPS beat, even though the price is getting a negative reaction. Revenue, they missed by quite a bit. All right, for total revenue 5.05 billion. And the reported number is 4.6 billion. So they missed revenue by 9%. EPS is down 53% year over year. That's not good at all. Not a lot of growth there. No, let's just say zero growth, because it's down 53%. Revenue was up 19% year over year, so a little bit positive there. But quarter over quarter, short-term view, EPS down double digits, revenue down double digits. I mean, that's not too good with SMCI data. So that kind of gives a little summary of what's going on with SMCI, and the higher ups in SMCI are basically blaming their customers for not making decisions as to why their sales revenue was down by $1 billion. So, all right, AMD, we're still waiting. It's 4:13 p.m. Yeah, we got about a minute and a half, and then we're gonna see what's up with AMD. Malai on Twitter says hello. How you doing? Good to see you. Welcome to our earnings stream. We got about almost 2,000 people tuning in here, Ethan. So that's really good to see. Awesome, a nice turnout. Yeah, I mean, again, these are two, you know, especially AMD is just a powerhouse in their sector, so in their industry. All eyes on AMD. We got about one more minute, and we should have the AMD reaction. This is what everyone's watching. AMD's trading at $98.90 a share right now, just kind of sitting flat in after hours. And that's after being down 2% on the day. So we'll see if they do get a positive reaction, if they can at least claw back some of the selling that was happening today. Most of it looks like it was in pre-market, and they kind of retraced a little bit during the regular session. Maybe about 50% retraced there, Ethan, during the day.
Yeah, AMD could use some love for sure. It's been beaten down for a while.
Yeah. I mean, on the bigger time frames, it's been stuck in a downtrend since October of last year, to be honest with you. So yeah, it'd be nice for them to get a positive reaction and get out of that downtrend. If they don't get a positive reaction, It's pretty clear on the daily chart. I'd say S1, S1 support level 1, probably $80. That's almost 20 points from below where it's at now. Probably S2 around 60. Now that's if they get some sort of extreme negative reaction, but we'll just have to wait and see. Let me go back to intraday time frame here and zoom in. I'll go 1 minute chart. SMCI did try retracing a little bit, but looks like it might be just the dead cat bounce. We'll see. Would like to see SMCI back above 3150. Maybe it can start making higher lows if it can do that. So here we got AMD. It is 4:15 p.m. Eastern. And still kind of, price action still kind of thinking about what it wants to do here. I'm surprised it's not a little bit more volatile.
I know AMD seems to be a little late too. This is, oh, there's AMD.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Now, all right, everyone hang on to your shorts here because let's just make sure this is the real move, right, Ethan? Sometimes it does the little pop up and then dumper, you know. So
let's see. This looks
give
pretty good though.
It does look good. It's up over $5 a share, up about 5%. I just kind of want to let this price action marinate a little bit just to make sure it's not going to pull a reverse Uno on us.
Do you know the expected move?
No, I didn't even get a chance to check that because I just came off a spread stream. I was going to pull that up, but I didn't get a chance to pull that up. If you got Thinkorswim open, just look at the option chain if you can. Maybe just use Friday's expiration. We get the expected move for Friday, I guess. Let me see. Okay, AMD's earnings is out. Let me show everyone this graphic here. See if I can keep the price of AMD on the right so you can still see it on my screen here. Trading over $6 a share, up green and after hours, Ethan, up 7% now. So it's trying to catch a bid. We'll see if it can hold up. These candles are kind of volatile.
Yeah.
Look at the wicks on these candles, though. Jeez. What's going on there? All right, so let's go over the actual data for AMD here. EPS, the forecast was 0.93. The numbers reported was 0.96, so they beat EPS by 3%. Bravo. Revenue expected numbers, 7.12 billion. The actual reported numbers, 7.4 billion. So they beat revenue by 4%. Double beat, AMD. All right, good.
Go,
really
AMD.
like the year. Yeah, it's looking like it's holding up so far. Sometimes, these are only 1 minute candles, so, to take it lightly, but sometimes when it does do those kind of like reverse moves.
Well, especially now when they get on the call, I think guidance has been a pretty big thing, right? A lot of people haven't been giving out the guidance, so this could totally reverse on the call, guys. So don't get your hopes all the way up. But so far, it's looking good. Nvidia's popping up too.
Oh, nice. Okay,
like
good.
That.
So Nvidia's kind of benefiting from this positive reaction, and that's kind of what we were just talking about before this happened, Ethan. We would think AMD would move Nvidia more than SMCI, right? So that in fact is happening. So we were spot on that, and so they double beat. Year over year numbers look great. The quarter over quarter, not so much, but not horrible. But EPS up 55% year over year. Talk about growth. That's great growth right there. Revenue up 36% year over year. So very good year over year growth on AMD. Investors are loving that. Let me show. Okay, what time? It's almost 4:20 p.m. Eastern. Probably like the last 5 minutes or so, Ethan. I want to talk about Traders Paradise a little bit.
Yeah, go for it.
So we got a little bit of time to kill here. Let me just see if I can get any more data that I think would be important. I'm also going to put AMD's earnings results on the bottom of my screen on YouTube. Give me 1 second and I'll post that. Thank you, Shy Balor on Twitter. We love him. He posted some pretty good. Okay, AMD increased guidance. Ethan, I got it right here.
Wow, that's big.
Yeah, they increased Q2 guide by a good amount. They increased Q2 guide by $200 million. That's just 1 quarter. Let me post this here for everyone. So AMD definitely delivered. They delivered what investors were looking for. They increased guide. They beat EPS, they beat revenue. They got double-digit year-over-year growth. I mean, what more can you ask for? It's kind of a recipe for a positive reaction, right, Ethan? So
Yeah.
let me just go over this real quick. Their sales came in 7.44 billion versus the estimate 7.12 billion. EPS 0.96 versus the forecast 0.93. The data center sales. So that's, I guess, was a line item on the earnings that investors were watching closely. And thanks again, Shai Balor, for posting this for us over here. So data center sales, 3.7 billion. That's up 57% year over year. Fantastic.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah. I mean, just on that one section of their business for data center sales, up 57% year over year. That's amazing. Gross margin 50% versus the estimate of 54%. Q2. This is the golden egg, if you will. Q2 guide. Sales 7.4 billion. They were only expecting the guide to be 7.2 billion, analysts. So beat by 200 million. They increased the guidance 200 million for the remainder of Q2 guide. Pretty good. So positive reaction on AMD. Just what Ethan was saying about. Let me go to NVIDIA because they're probably getting a positive reaction. Yeah, they are. And that's funny because NVIDIA was selling off into close, and now they're kind of right back up there, Ethan. So there are people scooping up NVIDIA right now due to AMD's earnings data. What else do I got here? Let me just look at a few more things. And so double beat by AMD, and they increased guidance. Very nice. Very nice. All right, so that's here's a nice little graphic about the data center segment, which a lot of the investors were keeping their eye and wanted to see that info. This is from Patient Investor. Thanks for posting this. Got to give credit where credit's due, but I just want to show everyone this graphic here. See if I can keep the price of AMD on the right. So data center segment for Q1 2025. You can see the year-over-year difference. So what they just reported, 3.7 billion. Same time last year was only 2.3 billion, up 57% year-over-year, driven primarily by growth in AMD CPU and AMD GPU sales. Okay, operating margin came in at 25%. Same time last year, 23%. Operating income 932 million. Versus 541 million a year ago. So operating income almost doubled, which was primarily driven by higher revenue. Okay, so really good earnings by AMD. I think it's safe to say congrats to the AMD Bulls. What do you think, Ethan?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, across the board, everything seems like insane. 57% year over year is crazy.
Yeah, positive info all across the board, just like Ethan said. So definitely a recipe for a positive reaction, a solid beat from the top and bottom line. What more can you ask for? Investors are loving it. Back to SMCI, they almost retraced that whole sell-off, Ethan. Did you see that? They came back up.
Yeah. AMD definitely helped them out.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably what happened, maybe because, of course, SMCI reported at 4:05 p.m. Eastern, 10 minutes before AMD. So it's like they got their negative reaction out of the way, and similar company as far as the industry goes, and there was some dip buyers on SMCI once AMD reported their earnings. So very interesting. Let's see here. So yeah, they almost retraced 100%. They're kind of bouncing off some of these fib levels right now. So I'd like to see SMCI obviously get back above 3250 now. That would be ideal. Give us some more confidence that this is going to retrace the selling here. So levels to the downside, I'd say S1 probably 3150, trading a little bit above that right now. S2 31, S3. Yeah, I'll just go with S2 at around 31. That'd probably be fine there. So it's just some levels to keep in mind for the remainder of after hours price action. AMD pulling back a little bit. Looks like it could just be maybe a healthy pullback. A lot of times after we get these impulse moves, we'll see about a 25% little retrace there. Let me see what other levels I got here, just mathematically from the fib. So it did retrace a little more than 25%. Let me actually draw this the other way. drop from here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's down to about the 38% retrace, which is right around $103 a share. The golden ratio for the pullback is around $101.50. So we absolutely would love that to hold for the bulls. Would not want it going below there, or this whole little rally it just did could potentially go away and be washed out. But let's just look at some important levels that I think you should keep your mind on. Pretty easy levels. It's trading a little bit above 103 right now, but 38% retrace is right around 103. That could be S1, S2 probably around 102. And then S3, the golden fit, that's around 101.50. That's the make or break. I think would not want it going below there. So it's gonna probably be testing some of these levels, and let's see if it can form a higher low. If it starts forming higher lows, I'll have more confidence that it could potentially go back up and make a new after hour high, right? But until I start seeing some higher lows, we're not really out of the woods yet. I think maybe this just could be a healthy pullback, and then I would think my confidence is probably pretty high that this does start making higher lows at some point. We just got to wait for some of the selling to kind of slow down. It should be pretty obvious when it starts making higher lows.
Yeah, it's just kind of chilling out before the call, it looks like.
Yeah, that's what I think so too, Ethan. That's a good idea, actually. Let me show everyone how to get to the earnings call. We'll do AMD first, and then I'll show everyone how to get the SMCI earnings call. And then we'll talk about Trader's Paradise, and then we should be good to go. So I basically just Google AMD Investor Relations, the easiest way to do it. Okay, and the very first link, it should be the Investor Relations page for AMD. You probably just click on that first link right there if you want. This takes you to their homepage. It's okay. You can accept the cookies. Everyone likes cookies. So here we go. Here we got the Q1 2025 financial results. You can click on that to get the results that were just released. And then it's probably going to be under the events here. So just scroll down a little bit and you'll see right here, latest events. And Ethan, it looks like their earnings call, their web call with the CEO and upper management is at 5 p.m. Eastern. So about another 30 minutes, everyone can go join this call. Okay. So when you get to this investor, and I'll post this link here, so everyone can maybe just screenshot it. Very short link too, so you could just screenshot it and type it in manually. Let me post the link. All right, so at the bottom of my screen now, that is the link that will get you to the AMD earnings call with the upper management. It starts at 5 p.m. Eastern, and you'll be good to go. So let's do SMCI. I'll get the link for everyone so everyone can join that call, because I know there's probably some SMCI. Right here, SMCI Investor Relations. So just click on that. And then again, you can probably just go to events and presentations right here. So click on that link. And then here we go. So SMCI also reports at 5 p.m. Eastern. Okay. And that's obviously today. So let me copy this link. So hopefully everyone had a chance to screenshot the AMD link to get to the web call. Now I'm going to post the link for SMCI's earnings call. Both of them are at 5 p.m. Eastern. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything in the Discord. Looks like we're good to go over there. Yeah, Latvia, good job, AMD. Now pump your NVIDIA calls. Yeah, absolutely. And if if AMD does in fact start making higher lows, and then maybe we get a secondary move for the web call at 5, when they started talking about guidance and stuff like that. And maybe this starts trending going into tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. But it looks like we got both our reactions, Ethan. SMCI was initial negative reaction. Looks like there were some dip buyers on it because of AMD's earnings data that came out 10 minutes after SMCI reported. So that kind of benefited them a little bit. And AMD, beautiful positive initial reaction, pulling back a little bit right now. Perhaps just taking a little bit of a breather. They got the web call in 30 minutes. We could see a secondary move there. Okay, so we got the EPS and revenue data for both companies, and that was released to everyone. So we're good to go there. Now, just for a few minutes, let's talk about Trader's Paradise 2025. This is our second year doing it. Okay. Last year, we were in Delray Beach. Let me just pull this graphic over here so everyone can see it. Last year, we were in Delray Beach. Ethan, you were there too. We got a chance to hang out with everyone, the staff. We had 10 members of the Discord that attended last year in Delray Beach. We did live trading every day. I released some advanced options trading strategies. We had a lot of one-on-ones and just some in-depth deep dive sessions with everyone. And it truly was awesome. So this year it's in Chicago. This is our second year doing it. It's from June 9th through the 12th. Okay. And if you want to take a look at the description of the stream right now, you'll see the Traders Paradise 2025 link right there. If you click on it, it's going to take you right to the page I'm on now, if you're looking at my screen. This gives all the details about the event. It's going to be at the Hyatt Regency, O'Hare, Chicago. So pretty nice hotel. Looking forward to staying there. It's a 4-day event, June 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Just a quick summary. There's going to be live trading at market open, so bring your laptop, trade right along with us. There's going to be interactive workshops. It's designed to identify your biggest blockers, and maybe you can get an aha moment or a light switch turned on, right? It's going to be a live masterclass on advanced options and swing trading. There's also going to be step-by-step instructions from the owner, Austin. He goes by Big Quench on Discord, on how to use his advanced range trading strategy that has been using for years. He's made a ton of money using it. He's going to show everyone how he does it. And I'm pretty excited for the AI and tech space deep dive. That's with Shai Balor. Everyone on Twitter knows Shai. He will be there in person. You'll have a chance to meet with him and sit in on his session. And he's going to be giving insights on where institutions are putting their money and placing their bets from now into the rest of 2025. That's Shai Balor. Don't miss it. Can't wait for that session. And also, Lou Bassanisi, kind of a famous dude, kind of a big deal. He's been on several major financial media outlets, CNBC, Fox News, you name it. He's been on it. He's going to be giving guidance on how to develop as an investor. So you don't want to miss that. Take a sip of water real quick. Also, once you get your tickets, make sure to call the hotel. We did block off 50 hotel rooms that will be discounted. So once you get your Traders Paradise ticket, get a hold of the Regency, the Hyatt Regency in Chicago. Let them know you bought your Traders Paradise ticket. They're already going to know about the discounted block of rooms we have. And make sure you get your discounted hotel room. There is 3 tickets to choose from. There's a bronze package. That's only 2 days of the event. The silver package is 3 days of the event. And then the gold package, our top ticket, that's all 4 days. And the gold package ticket also includes private VIP dinners. We're going to be having private dinners. You're going to get to have dinner with all the speakers and all the staff. And there's just really legit conversations that go on behind closed doors at these dinners. So you don't want to miss it. The gold package ticket is probably the best value because of everything that's included. I do want to mention the bronze and silver tickets are 40% off right now. That's a pretty good savings on those tickets. So if you're not able to afford the gold ticket for whatever reason, you can always go bronze and silver. Those are 40% off. But again, that gold ticket, that's where the deal's at, because you're going to get the private VIP dinners, the exclusive deep dive mentorship sessions, and basically access to everything going on at the conference. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. Ethan, thanks for joining me. If you got any
it was great. Thoughts? I was going to say those dinners were honestly my favorite part. But
it was my favorite part too.
Market wise, though, yeah, my final thoughts. I kind of started it off with that, but this 115 breakout level on Nvidia to me is like going to be one of the best trades of the week if we can get it. I do think this AMD news could really accelerate that. We do have FOMC tomorrow, so things may be a bit choppy. After the open, but other than that, I think AMD killed it, saved SMCI for sure. And yeah, keep an eye on the video, guys. It's going to be my major trade for the week if it's ready to go. So stay tuned.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that 115 break when you go to trade it, because I'm gonna be right there in the stream with you trading it.
Yeah, sweet. Also, yeah, Lavian just mentioned it here on YouTube, but it looks like India just bombed Pakistan or some parts of Pakistan. So yeah, SPY sold off a little bit. Nothing major, but yeah,
I see that now.
That just happened.
Yeah, I got my trading view pulled up right now. 5-minute chart. It 1 5-minute candle. There was like a 2 or 3 point move to the downside as soon as that India and Pakistan news just hit. So, we got some volatility. That this is obviously geopolitical volatility going on right now. Keep your eyes on the news. Hopefully, it doesn't, move to a bigger event. So let's just kind of keep our eyes on the news for the rest of after hours and see what's going on with India and Pakistan. Looks like things are escalating over there, and they're launching rockets at each other. So could have a geopolitical issue on our hands. So as far as watching the overall market, probably want to stay up to date on what's going on over there. Because as Ethan just said, SPY just sold off a little bit. So did the triple Qs. They came down too. So we'll see what happens for the remainder of after hours, and if any more updated news comes in on the India and Pakistan escalation, if you will, going on right now. But other than that, yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed. Didn't really want to end the stream on a possible new war breaking out, but it is what it is, and we gotta let everyone know what's going on. But other than that, if you do end up buying tickets for Traders Paradise in Chicago, I definitely look forward to meeting you. I'll be there, and as well as the rest of the staff. And we got some really great speakers and live trading every day. But other than that, thanks for joining, Ethan. I hope everyone has a great night, and I'll chat with everyone very, very soon. Cheers, everyone.
Sweet. Take care, guys.